So yesterday we stopped with lens and lens makers formula. So today we'll do some problem based on prism and optical instruments. Okay. So there are some concepts which are there in JEE which are not there for your CBSE. That part alone I'll explain in depth. In depth now I'll explain a little bit in an elaborate way. That's it. Okay. So if there is any doubt, please stop. So prism concept, you know, guys. So it's a uniform transparent medium bounded between two refracting surfaces. Actually, I can add two plane refracting surfaces, right? So you have the concept of angle of deviation, then you have the prism formula which is used to calculate the refractive index, and you have a graph which shows the variation between delta and the angle of incidence. Delta is the angle of deviation, and I is the angle of incidence, right? So what is the value of delta, guys? Delta is equal to I plus E minus A. What does I stand for? Angle of
incidence.
E stands for angle of emergence. A stands for the angle of prism. Right? So similarly, if you talk about a very small prism, then delta M is equal to mu minus 1 into A. See, one more point is, in the derivation, do you guys remember A is equal to R1 plus R2? This formula there. You guys remember this?
Yes, sir.
A is equal, yeah, you have to know this stuff. Like how we discussed yesterday, some the intermediate step kuda irukkalam. So it is better you know that value. Okay. So A is equal to R1 plus R2, delta is equal to I plus E minus A. And when you talk about a small prism, the angle of minimum deviation is given by mu minus 1 into A, where mu stands for the refractive index of the prism, A stands for the angle of the prism. Okay. So the concept that is not there is dispersion. See, dispersion of light is also there, right? CBSE, yes, dispersion is also there. I explained it using Cauchy's equation, correct? So in the dispersion of light, that is when a white light is passed through a prism, it gives a spectrum of 7 colors, right? So the splitting of white light into its constituent colors in the sequence of Vibgyor on passing through a prism is what is called as dispersion of light. So the refractive index, if you take mu A and mu R as a refractive index for the violet and the red color, then delta V is going to be greater than delta R, because delta, if I take it, it is going to be mu minus 1 into A. So if you take it as a small prism, then it is easy for you to find. So delta M is directly proportional to mu. So mu V is greater than mu R, delta M will be greater than delta R. This is one way of understanding that. Okay. So this is a concept that is not there. Angular dispersion abdina, the name itself is suggesting angular abdina, it is the angle. So the angle subtended between the direction of the emergent violet and red rays of light from a prism is what is called as angular dispersion. Okay. So if I take this angle as theta, then theta is equal to what? It is del V minus del R, where del V is this whole thing, del R is this whole thing. Okay. So make a note of this formula. Or this can also be written as mu V minus mu R multiplied with A. Guys, make a note of this formula, okay? Next. There is a concept called as dispersive power. So dispersive power is represented by the symbol omega. It is defined like this. It is defined as a ratio of the angular dispersion, theta to the angle of deviation suffered by the yellow light. I'm repeating it again. Dispersive power is defined as a ratio of the angular dispersion to whom? To the angle of deviation suffered by the yellow light. Okay. So that's given as, so theta it is mu V minus mu R. See, here we are considering small prism for the sake of calculation. So mu V minus mu R into A divided by del Y will be equal to mu Y minus 1 into A. I'm using this formula again and again. Okay, A and A will get cancelled. So what is that you're left out with? Mu V minus mu R divided by mu Y minus 1. 1 minute. Huh? Yeah. Similarly, mu y is equal to mu v plus mu r divided by 2, which is called as the mean refractive index. Why the yellow light is chosen is because yellow light is considered as the mean color in VIBGYOR. Okay. It is considered like that. Next. Okay. So when white light is passed through a medium in which the particles are suspended whose size is of the order of the wavelength, then what will happen? Light, when it strikes these particles, gets deviated in different directions. This phenomena is what is called as scattering of light. According to Rayleigh scattering experiment, the intensity of the scattered light is observed to be inversely proportional to the fourth power of the wavelength, which is getting scattered. This is also an important formula. Make a note of it. So that's the reason why red color light is scattered least and violet color is scattered most. Sky appears blue. There is a reason. It's because of the Rayleigh scattering. Okay, these are all the daily examples. So human eye is not needed. Okay. Next is simple microscope. We'll do one thing. We'll do problems, then we will do this microscope concept. We'll do 2-3 problems based on prism. So let's try this out. So there is a monochromatic light which is incident at a certain angle on an equilateral triangular prism and suffers minimum deviation. If the refractive index of the material of the prism is √3, then the angle of incidence is. So if I take a triangular prism, then the angle of the prism is 60 degrees. So when it suffers minimum deviation, what will happen to the refracted ray inside? It will be parallel to the base, and the emergent ray will come out symmetric with respect to the incident ray. So if this is I, this is also I. This is R, this will also be R. Join them. Anything else? Yes. The refractive index of the material of the prism is √3, then the angle of incidence is. So how do we proceed, guys? 2R is equal to 60 degrees. So R is how much? 30. The refractive index is given as √3. So they want the angle of incidence. So how to find the angle of incidence? Two R is equal to 60, R is equal to 30. Apply Snell's law. Sin I is equal to mu into sin R. Sin I is equal to √3 into sin R. Sin R is sin 30 degrees. That will be √3 by 2. Appaya correct? Guys, are you able to hear me in the first place?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir, yes.
Okay. Okay. சரி பார்த்துக்கலாமா நெக்ஸ்ட் பார்க்கலாம் the variation of refractive index of a crown glass thin prism thinன்றது வந்து it's a small prism னு அர்த்தம் ஓகேவா the variation of a refractive index of a crown glass thin prism with wavelength of the incident light is shown. Okay, what is the variation of a refractive index with wavelength is shown. Okay, which of the following graphs is correct one if dm is the minimum angle of deviation? So which one is right? What will be the common mistake that we'll make? You'll say answer is D. Correct? We have seen the shape. But this answer is wrong. Why?
Sir, அது வந்து sir with respect to angle of incidence.
Angle of incidence, and it is not angle of minimum deviation. The angle of deviation. Angle of minimum deviation will be somewhere over here. That is a point. But here, the angle of dm stands for NS on angle of minimum deviation. So how to solve? So since they use thin prism there is only one formula, another delta m is equal to mu minus 1 into a. Correct? So how is refractive index related to wavelength?
Inversely proportional.
Mu is equal to c by v. So how is c written as in terms of lambda? C is hc by lambda. Okay.
No, sir, I'll mu, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. See, distance is equal to speed into time. So speed will be equal to lambda divided by f. So lambda divided by f divided by lambda divided by f1, lambda 2 by f2. Cancel. F and f will be the same because lambda is a characteristic of the wave. Upper lambda 1 by lambda 2 வரும். So from the, as he told, mu is inversely proportional to lambda. Okay, accepted. So what will happen? Look at the graph. No, as the value of lambda is increasing, what is happening to mu? It is decreasing. Correct?
So same thing will happen to angle of minimum deviation.
Deviation go inversely proportional.
Yes. So answer is C. Correct? So this is directly proportional to dm. So it's a rectangular hyperbola. Rejected, rejected, rejected. This is the answer. Okay. I hope you are clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Copy. Let's see. Next one. In an experiment for determination of refractive index of a glass prism, by I delta plot, where is it? I delta plot. So they have not given. Okay. For an I delta plot, it was found that the ray incident at an angle 35 degrees suffers a deviation of 40 degrees and it emerges at an angle of 79 degrees. In that case, which of the following is closest to the maximum possible value of the refractive index? Mu is equal to
sir, நம்ம A கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம்.
So mu என்னடா formula? Mu is equal to sin of A plus delta m divided by 2 divided by sin of A by 2. Correct? So when this is the formula, you don't know what is A. You don't know what is delta தான் கொடுத்திருக்கோம், but it is not, we cannot conclude that that is the minimum deviation. Correct? Conclude பண்ணலாமா? Let's try to find out. So delta is equal to I plus E minus A. I is 35 plus 79 minus 40. அப்ப எவ்வளவு வரும்? Minus 5. So 74 degrees வரும். Delta வந்து 74 னா
sir, A 74.
A is okay, sorry. இது A, அப்ப இது 40. This is delta. So A is 7. A. Up A வந்து 74 degrees. Okay. But how do I conclude in an experiment for determination of refractive? It was found that the ray incident at an angle of 35 degrees.
டிஎம்ல கன்க்ளூட் பண்ணலாம்ல சார், ஏன்னா அது வந்து ஒரு ஆங்கிள் ஆஃப் லைக் அந்த
exactly
மினிமம்
that is what
டிவியேஷன் இதுல வந்து ஒன் ஆங்கிள் ஆஃப்
exactly that is what I wanted to say. See, when you see the graph, this delta, this imens, generally you will have two angles of incidence for different deviations, but indirectly what they have told is there is only one possibility of angle of incidence for which the minimum deviation will occur. Like, right, what logic you told is right. So that's what I was thinking. Upper delta வந்து 40 da. So now we can apply mu is equal to sine of A plus A is 74 plus 40 divided by 2, correct? Divided by sine of A by 2. A by 2 na 74 by 2. அப்ப எவ்வளவு வரும்? It is sine of 74 plus 40 is 114 by 2 divided by sine 37 degrees. So it is sine of 57 அடாது?
ஆமா சார்.
57 divided by sine 37 degrees. Values are not given. Did they give anything? It's close to it. See, sine 37, you can find it out. It is 3 by 5. Sine 53, now it is almost close to 4 by 5. Then sine 53 is 4 by 5, correct? So sine 37 is 3 by 5. Cancel it. 4 by 3 now 1.3. So 1.3 sine 53 is 4. Upper sine 57 will be slightly greater than 4. Upper numerator will be, this will be slightly greater than 1.3. Which value can we take? See, it is 1.5. Because you don't know the value of 57 degrees.
The sine 57 sine 16 எடுத்துக்கலாம், root 3 by 2.
Root 3 by 2 எடுக்கலாம்ப்பா. அப்ப நீ 1.7 root 3 னா 1.7 by 2 up. Correct?
ஆமா சார்.
1.7 by 2 divided by 3 by 5 ன்றது 0.6. அப்ப 1.7 எப்படி எடுக்கலாம்? 17 by 20 divided by 60 by 10 ன்னு கூட எடுக்கலாம். இப்படி கூட 2 times எடுத்தா, is there any difference that you are able to find?
சார் ஆக்சுவலி இப்படி பண்ணலாம்
சார் 6 by 10 சார்.
can we use Nell's law itself? ஏன்னா அது லைக் A கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டனா R கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியும். and then லைக் அந்த மாதிரி
கூட பண்ணலாம். பட் A
அதுல
கண்டுபிடிச்சனா
மேபி ஏன்னா sin இன்வெர்ஸ்
that's right. அப்படி கூட பண்ணலாம். Let's try that and see, no? 2R is equal to 74 degrees. அப்ப R வந்து 37 ஆ. So mu ஆனா 35 தெரியாதடா நமக்கு. Same issue, no, again. ஏன்னா when you apply Snell's law, sin I is equal to mu times sin R, correct? So sin 35 degrees is equal to mu times, but equation இப்படி வேற வருது. Here 57, here how am I getting 35? That's not possible. Two R is equal to 74. R வந்து இது okay. ஒருவேளை இப்படி பண்ணா, then see, look at this, because the sin is an increasing function, correct? அப்ப sin 35 is less than sin 37 degrees. If you look at this, mu is equal to sin 35 by sin 37 வருது, which is less than 1. I told you refractive index is, the least value of refractive index is 1. So அது possible இல்ல, but I don't understand why are we getting separate values. But that logic also should work like how you told. Actually, in this problem, I find some more ambiguity. Per angle of minimum deviation, if there is incident at an angle, see, angle of incidence should have been equal to angle of emergence. Then how did we conclude that this is the angle of minimum deviation? Not a proof of.
sir, actually அவங்க question I think it's wrong. ஏன்னா அது ஒரே angle of deviation தானா, it is minimum deviation.
That's what I took. And the logic then first we discussed. But in a theory is saying that See, theory it can actually be proved using differentiation. The angle of minimum deviation, angle of incidence will be equal to angle of emergence. But inga பார்த்தா அது இல்ல. So அப்படி இருந்தா then this should not be
sir நம்ம actually I equal to ன்னு assume பண்ணாதானே சார் நம்மளால 2r equal to அந்த அப்ளை பண்ண.
அதுதான் ஆமா அப்ப பண்ண முடியும். அப்ப so இந்த லாஜிக் வர்க் ஆகாது. So this since it told closest to the minimum deviation எடுத்து பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் அவ்வளவுதான். I think this for the sake of problem, but practically it doesn't work like that.
Sir, அப்போ actual answer வந்து இங்க 1.5 னு போடுமா சார்?
1.5 கொடுத்திருக்கு bookல, but I'm not satisfied. Like, see, I think my question is valid, right? அதான் சொல்லுது. That's what theory says. Angle of incidence should be equal to angle of emergence. If suppose I take this as the angle of minimum deviation, then what should have happened is for 35 degrees, if I apply that Snell's law and solve, I should have got a refractive index value which is greater than 1, but I'm getting less than 1. அது ஒரு தப்பு தானே? So that is also happening, no? So that's why we had to go with this formula, but a forceful approach type is not like, not convinced actually, but for problem's sake, we are doing it. Let me check it somewhere else also. If there is any typing mistake here, I'm not sure. But conceptually, we discussed it is that should happen actually. 2016 advance. You want to try? I think it is easy only. You guys can actually try this. Prism problems are not that tough. We'll do one last. The last chapter we'll go to the next concept because microscope will take a little bit of time. So there is a parallel beam of light which is incident from air at an angle alpha on the side PQ of a right angle triangular prism of refractive index n is equal to √2. Light undergoes total internal reflection of the prism at PR when alpha has a minimum value of 45 degrees. Okay, the angle theta of the prism is how much? Refractive index is, see, most of the books refer refractive index with n. So refractive index is given as √2. So there is a parallel beam of light which is incident from air at an angle theta on the side PQ. So this is the normal. It's a right angled prism. It's a right angle triangular prism of refractive index n is equal to √2. Light undergoes total internal reflection. So light is traveling from denser to rarer to denser. So it bends towards the normal. Okay. So it bends towards the normal. I'll take a thinner pen. It will bend towards the normal. Okay, accepted. Here, if you draw, then the total, before total internal reflection takes place, we need to find out what is the critical angle. So if I take it as R1, this I take it as R2, angle of emergence is 90 degrees, angle of incidence is alpha, then the value of theta is required. So theta is equal to R1 plus R2. One mistake which I made. Yeah, one mistake I made is, here this is the normal. If I take this as R1, theta is equal to R1 plus R2. What else can we do? PQRS. If I take this as A, B, and C, then PA this is 90. So this is theta. Then how much is this angle, guys? Is it not 90 plus R1? Is this not 90 minus R2? So 90 plus R1 plus 90 minus R2 plus theta is equal to 180 degrees. Theta cancel. So theta is R1 plus R2. Oh, theta where I'm not getting R1 plus R2. I'm getting R2 minus R1. Let's take this as equation number 1. Since the refractive index is given, sine alpha is equal to root 2 times sine of R1. Sine alpha is equal to root 2 times sine of R1. But alpha எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்கா? Is there any data that is missing here? How many unknowns are there? One unknown. So I've introduced R2, R1. Alpha is known, so answer can be in terms of alpha. R1 is to be found.
சார் நம்ம கிரிட்டிக்கல் ஆங்கிள் கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். ஏன்னா அவங்க
critical angle ஆமா அது கூட யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்ல. So root 2 times sin R2 is equal to sin 90, correct? So sin R2 is equal to sin 90 is 1 divided by root 2. அப்ப sin R அப்ப R2 வந்து 45 degrees தான். R2 45 அப்படின்னா theta will be 45 minus R1. What do they mean by parallel beam of light is incident from air at an angle alpha on the side PQ? They check when alpha has a minimum value of 45. We didn't see that point. So if I put 45 here, up R1 எவ்வளவு வரும்? R1 is 1 sin R1 is 1 by 2, which implies R1 வந்து எவ்வளவு 30 degrees. So R2 வந்து 45 degrees. அப்ப theta எவ்வளவு? R2 minus R1 ல we actually solved the problem. 15 degrees இருக்க option. Guys, did you understand what it is? Okay, we actually solved it. I didn't see this 45 degrees. Okay, let's go to the next concept. Okay, optical instruments. So simple microscope, you guys know what it is. It is nothing but a convex lens. So it is used for observing magnified images of objects. It consists of converging lens of small focal, like converging lens, right? It consists of a convex lens of small focal. So where should the object be placed? The object should be placed exactly between the focus and the optical center for you to get a magnified virtual image. So all optical instruments forms the final image due to an optical instrument is always virtual. Have that point in your mind. Okay. So what is the formula for magnifying power? When final image is formed at least distance of distinct magnifying power, right, is the ratio of the angle subtended by the final image at the eye to the angle subtended by the object at the eye. That is beta by alpha, or this can also be approximated to tan beta by tan alpha. Guys, I hope you are able to understand this point, right? So what will happen is, if the height of the object is h, here the height of the image will be h1. So h is subtending an angle at the eye. So one line is like this and the other line is like this. So it is subtending. Oh, sorry. So due to the refraction that is taking place, the image is formed here, right? So from here, if you drop a perpendicular, then this will be the height of the object. and this whole thing will be the height of the image. So if you see the height of the object, then if you directly take it towards the eye, then the angle subtended by the height of the object is alpha. Similarly, the angle subtended by the image at the eye is beta. So angle subtended by the image at the eye to the angle subtended by the object at the eye is what is magnifying power. So have this point in your mind. So there are two scenarios for all optical instruments. What are the two scenarios? One is when the image is formed at the least distance of distinction, and second is when the image is formed at infinity. So when will the image be formed at infinity? When this object is kept exactly at the focus. Any doubt till this point?
No, sir.
Okay. So if the image is subtended at the least distance of distinction, then the magnifying power is given as 1 plus d by f, where f is the focal length of the lens. When the final image is formed at infinity, then capital M is equal to d by f. That one will go off. Okay. So these are the two formulas. Please make a note of it. Next. What about a compound microscope? So a compound microscope consists of two lenses in combination. That is, it uses the concept of the magnifying power getting multiplied when lenses are used in combination. We know this point, right? When two lenses are combined together, the final magnification is given as first magnification times, guys, 2 minutes, charge is over.
Sir, ఇది என்ன telescope, sir?
The telescope, a compound microscope.
Oh, okay, sir.
Compound so microscope under it magnifies. So compound microscope simple microscope what happens is magnification is very small. Simple microscope lab. If you're using 1 year caliper or something, if you want to see the accurate reading, what do you say?
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, we call it a simple microscope. Okay. So compound microscope they use it for seeing the very small objects like biology use in the microorganisms. That's where the compound microscope comes into action. The reason why we go for it is, if you simple principle, lens whenever you have more than one lens or any other object, mostly in the case of lens, what will happen when you solve problems also we do one thing. If you want to find the location of the final image, what do? You take the image formed by the first lens. The image formed by the first lens will become the object for the second lens. Other than the logic, the ray optics. Yesterday also we discussed a problem similar to it, right? So in a similar way, what will happen here is the first lens will magnify. The first lens will magnify the object. So once magnification another. So the second magnification should be done by another lens, which is called as eyepiece. Yeah, eyepiece is it is close to the eye. This is called as objective. Yeah, objective again, it is close to the object. Okay. So the second magnification is what you need to be careful about. The second magnification with respect to the eyepiece should happen in such a way that a virtual image of the first magnified image is formed. So it's the first magnified image. Either A dash, B dash. Although the final version should be magnified, at the same time, it should be virtual. So what is that we need to ensure? We need to ensure that the image formed by the first lens is forming exactly between the focal point of the eyepiece and the optical center. Then a convex lens will form a virtual image. That's the logic, right? So when this happens, you will get a final image. So the magnification of the final image is in such a way that it is M1 times M2. With respect to a lens, the magnifying power will be in such a way that if you're using combination of lens, then the magnification will get multiplied. They will not get added. So which is an advantage. 10 plus 10 pandradku 10 into 10 pandradku there is a lot of difference. 10 plus 10 is 20. 10 into 10 is going to give you 100. That is the principle. புரியுதா ஏன் யூஸ் பண்றேன்னா? So that's what a compound microscope is. Okay, va? So அதே மாதிரி compound microscope la kuda there are two formulae that we are going to use. We are going to see for every optical instrument we calculate a parameter called as magnifying power, and it has the same definition. Magnifying power என்னது? See, magnification ko magnifying power ku enna difference? அது புரிஞ்சுதா உங்களுக்கு? When do we use the word magnification? First you need to have a clarity. Can someone tell me first, when do we use the word magnification? But I'm calling magnification of the lens abdina, I'm using the formula V by U.
Comparing the size of the images.
Yes, magnification depends only on the size of the image. That is the height of the object to the height of the image. And magnifying power, it depends on, it doesn't depend on size. It depends on the angle subtended. The magnifying power is the definition. Angle subtended by magnification, it is like efficiency. Efficiency in terms of mechanics. Output by input. Adhe mari magnification is a technical term used for an optical instrument. So output enna varukum, it is the angle subtended by the image, that is tan beta divided by tan alpha. The reason why we are writing tan is because all these angles will be small. So another tan beta by tan alpha. If you follow all these principles and try to do the derivation, and the final image is formed at least distance of distinct vision, V0 by U0 is a simple as சொல்லுங்க. இத மட்டும் ஒரு பீஸ் எடுத்துக்கறேன்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்க. Okay. So objective எடுத்துட்டா, due to objective, is there a real image or a virtual image? The objective is forming a real image. Correct? Because the image and the object are on the other side. So what will be the magnification of the objective? Adu solunga enakku. Linear magnification na kekra. It will be V0 divided by U0 because it's a lens. Now, if you look at eyepiece and you treat this as you treat A dash B dash as the initial object, can I say eyepiece alone is like a simple microscope? Solalama. Can I call that eyepiece alone as a simple microscope? Up a simple microscope kuda magnifying power another, it is 1 plus D by Fe. That's the formula. So V0 by U0 into 1 plus D by Fe. Similarly, if the final image is formed at infinity, infinity illa nadakunna, what is that we need to adjust? We need to adjust the distance between them in such a way that the first image itself is formed exactly at the focal point, exactly at the focus of the eyepiece. Abdi nadanda, then the magnification is given as V0 divided by U0 into D divided by Fe. Guys, puriyada? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Next. Now, in the astronomical telescope. So microscope is something, is an optical instrument to view the objects which are close to lab. Telescope is where do we focus on? Other astronomical telescope, we concentrate on the heavenly objects, right? So it is a combination of two lenses. Here also you have objective lens and eyepiece, but if you observe, the size will exactly be interchanged. Simple logic. Why is eyepiece bigger in size? Why is eyepiece having a larger aperture compared to the objective? The mari or question vanda in a logic. Larger the aperture, more is the brightness, because if the aperture is more, it allows more light to pass through it. Telescope la enna nadakano, we need more amount of light to come from the far away objects. Adanal dhaan pathana objective is bigger and eyepiece will be smaller. Okay, so it is a combination of two lenses which are separated by distance. It is used for observing distinct objects of heavenly bodies, like actually distant images of distinct is right only. Distinct images of heavenly bodies like stars, planets, etc. Okay. Idhukku magnifying power calculate panna enna varum? When final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, idhukku telescope, then what will happen? இப்போ என்ன நடக்கும்னா this is f naught, this is fe. Okay, when the final image is formed at the least distance of distinction, then the magnifying power of the telescope is given as f naught divided by fe is the magnifying power of the objective, f naught by fe. So that can be derived using the lens formula 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. Use பண்ணிட்டு பண்ணலாம். Similarly, what is going to be the magnification produced due to, நான் சொன்னல second lens will be a simple microscope. So simple microscope magnification another 1 plus d by f. So f naught divided by fe into 1 plus d by fe is what is going to be the magnifying power of the telescope when the object is, when the image is formed at LDDB, least distance of distinction. Okay, so if the length of the telescope of being problem then what are we supposed to do is, it is the focal length of the eyepiece, focal length of the objective plus the object distance of the eyepiece, object distance with respect to eyepiece. Okay, similarly, if the final image is formed at infinity, then the formula is slightly different from the other ones because directly given by f naught divided by fe. Okay, is given by f naught divided by fe. In this case, the length of the telescope will be f naught plus fe. So for large magnifying power of a telescope, f naught should be large and fe should be small. Numerator should be large, denominator should be small. So for large magnifying power
Sir,
of
ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம் ஸ்க்ரோல் அப் பண்ணுங்க.
Sure, note. Go on.
Okay, sir.
So reflecting telescope actually avlo detailed thevilla, but you can know the formula. So reflecting telescopes are based upon the same principle except the formation of image takes place by reflection. So reflection nadakunna, what is needed? You need a mirror. You have a parabolic mirror inside. So it consists of a concave mirror of large aperture and large focal length, which is subjective. A plane mirror is placed between the concave mirror and its focus. A small convex lens works as an eyepiece. Okay, so if f naught is the focal, either note panikonga, f naught is the focal length of the concave spherical mirror and fe is the focal length of the eyepiece, the magnifying power of the reflecting telescope is given as f naught divided by fe. Make a note. See, the next concept that I'm going to discuss is not there in your syllabus, CBSE syllabus, so carefully consider it. Now, we are going to discuss about resolving power, and if you ask me, are the problems going to come from this in JEE? Answer is yes. You are going to get problems. Okay? So listen to this carefully. Resolving power of dinner. Anybody? So you go to a shop, okay? Let's say you want to buy a phone. If somebody comes and asks you, what is the resolution of your camera? Abdina meaning another. What do you say? How do you answer?
Number of pixels it can accommodate.
You speak in terms of megapixel. Okay. So megapixel, it's the language that we all understand. Megapixel, though they are not a physics student also, they know. If அதே கான்செப்ட் அந்த ரெசல்யூஷன்ல இருந்து வந்த பேர் தான் இந்த ரிசால்விங் என்றது. அது என்னன்றது எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணு. So why is, so I'll give you a question like this. I have a 10 megapixel camera and I have a 30 megapixel camera. Which one is going to have better resolution? Ten megapixel, 30 megapixel. Which one is going to have better resolution? Logically, 30. Why are we saying that? 30, the answer is correct because more is a megapixel that we have that motion. Yes, you have a better clarity. But yeah, why are we using the word resolution? So generally, shop have you ever done this? You take a photo. Once you take the photo to compare two different phones or two different cameras, what do you generally do? Edit the photo, what do we do? Instantly our hand does. We try to zoom and see. We'll try to zoom and see. When you do that zooming process, which one will give you a better clarity? 10 megapixel or 30 megapixel? 30 megapixel, obvious answer will be 30 megapixel because it is able to capture even the smallest of the details. Correct? Here there is a word that is used. Now, in the distinct word I told it is right is because when you look at the heavenly objects with naked eye, will you be able to see everything as different objects? The stars are, and there are two stars. Again, they are too close to each other. Brightness. So when that brightness is happening, actually how many stars are there? There are two stars. But when you see with a normal eye, without the help of any optical instrument, does your eye have that amount of resolving power that you can see those two stars as two different stars? Guys, are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? For end starring a kita. Okay. General star, there is some amount of light around it. This will also have some amount of light around it. Right? When these two intensities are overlapping on each other, will you be able to see them as two different stars? Is what I'm saying. Simple as like you're sitting in the last bench, okay? Your teacher is teaching in the class. They're putting two dots like this. Okay, they're putting some dots like this and they're asking you from there. Will your eyes be able to say how many dots there are there? One dot above you, one dot above.
One dot above.
But zoom mani pata. Your chinna gap therida. So your eye doesn't have resolving power. So even your eye is an optical instrument. So every optical instrument has a resolving power. So what is that resolving power we are trying to talk about? It is the ability of that optical instrument to produce separate and clear images of two nearby objects. So the resolving power, you call it as RP. Okay. So the next question is, you're saying you want to see two different objects as you want to say two separate objects as two distinct objects. Okay, resolving power. But I have a question. How close or how far are those two objects supposed to be so that I'm able to have a better clarity of it? When you're using optical instrument, what is the main necessity? You need proper details about it. Other than use or else why do we need? Correct? So a limit of resolution. It is the minimum distance between two nearby objects which can be just resolved by the instrument. If I give a dot, you're able to see as two different dots. But in the pencil or the thickness of okay. So they are actually appearing like a gap. You're able to see. So there should be some distance of separation between those two nearby objects so that your eye is able to see them as distinct objects. Same is the application for a microscope and a telescope. Okay. So that's the limit of resolution. It's called as limit of resolution. Guys, are you able to understand since this is a completely new concept? I hope I'm clear, right?
Sir, limit na sir,
limit is the minimum distance. If the distance they both objects are close to each other, then you can't see them as two different objects.
Oh, okay.
If ingo object distinct objects are dot separate objects are
okay. So it can't do it.
overlap but actually they will be actually separate only. But நம்ம கண்ணு வந்து அப்படிதான் பார்க்கும். We will see it as if they both are overlap. ஏன்னா அது ஏன்னு பார்த்தனா அந்த லிமிட் ஆஃப் ரெசல்யூஷன் விட கம்மியான டிஸ்டன்ஸ் இருக்காங்க ரெண்டு ஆப்ஜெக்ட். That is the reason. Okay. So அதனால தான் இது. So அது மாதிரி பார்த்தனா மைக்ரோஸ்கோப் ஒரு ரிசால்விங் பவர் இருக்கு. I am not going to derivation all those details. என்ன தெரிஞ்சா போதும். So resolving power of a microscope is given as 1/d, which is equal to 2 times mu into sin theta divided by lambda. Please make a note of this formula. 1/d is equal to 2 times mu into sin theta divided by lambda, or you can write this formula also. D is equal to lambda divided by 2 times mu sin theta. Okay. That D is what is called as the limit of resolution. Lambda is the wavelength of the light that is being used. Mu is the refractive index of the medium between the objects and the objective lens. Okay. And theta is called as the half of the cone angle. Again, cone angle சொல்றாங்க when your eye is actually viewing it, rays வந்து இப்படி போகும். So half of the cone angle that they are calling it as theta. Okay. All these things will be given in the question. Your work is only to apply and find it. Next. அதே மாதிரி ரிசால்விங் பவர் ஆஃப் எ டெலிஸ்கோப்ன்றது பார்த்தோன்னா 1/d theta. அந்த d thetaன்றதே பார்த்தோன்னா it is the limit of resolution. It is not d into theta, it is d theta. It's a differential coefficient. It is equal to d divided by 1.22 times lambda, where d is what? Diameter of aperture of an objective, and lambda is the wavelength of the light used, obviously. Clear? Okay. Last ஒரே ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கு. Write it down, which is not there in this notes, which is called numerical aperture. Which is called NA. Write it down. It is the measure of the ability of a microscope. Generally, it is used for a microscope. Microscope to gather light and resolve the object under observation in detail. இதுக்கு மேல ரிசால்வ் அப்படின்னா புரியும்ல உங்களுக்கு. ரிசால்வ் அப்படின்னாலே seeing them as two distinct objects. அதுதான் ரிசால்வ். ஓகே. ஸோ இதோட வேல்யூ வந்து so write it down. So numerical aperture's formula is 0.61 times lambda divided by d, where lambda is the wavelength of the light used, d is the minimum separation between the 2 points for them to be seen as different objects. D inradhu, it is a limit of resolution. Okay.
So one inch scroll down.
Yeah. This numerical aperture. Yeah, make a note of it. Then we'll go to the problems. So இதுல இன்னொரு பாயிண்ட் என்னன்னு பார்த்தனா இது d theta ன்னு எழுதலாம். Some books refer to it as 1/delta theta also. ரெண்டும் ஒண்ணுதான். It's just different notations அவ்வளவுதான். Okay. If you're ready, we can start solving them. If you have made a note of all these problems. Ready? Okay, we'll start solving them. Okay. The last concept of this chapter. So optical instruments la paakalam. The value of numerical aperture of an objective lens of a microscope is 1.25. So numerical aperture kuduthirukkan evlo? It is 1.25. That is 5/4. Okay. If the light of wavelength 5000 angstrom is used, the minimum separation between the 2 points to be seen as distinct. அதாவது limit of resolution என்னன்னு கேக்குறாங்க. So numerical aperture, what is the formula? It is 0.61 times lambda divided by d. Correct? So 5 by 4 is given here. 0.61 lambda is known. One unknown, one equation. Can you guys calculate and tell me? Make it fast. For time being, you can use calculator. Later, you do all those calculations. Just tell me the answer. What answer? Point. Correct. 0.24 distance. That's right. Let's move on to the next one. Next. Diameter of the objective lens of a telescope is 250. So capital D is 250 centimeter. For a light of wavelength 600 nanometer, that is 10 power minus 9, coming from a distant object, the limit of resolution of the telescope, formula another, 1.22 times lambda. So limit of resolution formula, 1.22 times lambda divided by d, where d is the diameter of the aperture of the object. D theta is equal to 1.22 times lambda divided by capital D. Use calculator, do it fast and tell me.
Sir, எனக்கு 2.9 10 per minus 7 3.
எதுக்குடா? இது 20 second one.
Yes sir.
I thought that's the answer. 3 into 10 power minus 7 radian is the answer. Okay. 1.22 into lambda divided by capital D. சரியா? Formula மட்டும் மறந்துடாதீங்க. If these problems come, easier score பண்ணலாம். Okay. Calculate the limit of resolution of a telescope objective having a diameter of 200 centimeter if it is to detect the light of wavelength 500 nanometer coming from a star. Same formula, 1.22 lambda divided by capital D.
305 into 10 power minus
305. Correct. Next, fourth one. An observer looks at a distant tree at a height 10 meter with a telescope of magnifying power 20. To the observer, the tree appears.
Sir, நம்ம distant tree-னா infinity-னா
infinity-னு வெச்சுக்கலாம்.
Sir, either way h dash by h தானே சார் கடைசில வரும்.
எதுரா?
சார் மேக்னிஃபைங் பவர்னு கொடுத்தாலே h dash by h தானே போடணும்.
அது actually f not by f இல்ல telescope. But actually formula பண்ண தேவையில்ல because they're just asking, they gave the magnifying power as 20. It's a theory question.
அதான் theory 20 times taller னு சொன்னாங்க.
20 times taller ன்றது 20 times nearer வரும். It comes close to you, right?
Oh, sorry. 20 times nearer.
20 times nearer. ஏன்னா அதுவே மைக்ரோஸ்கோப்பா இருந்தா நீ சொன்னது கரெக்ட், 20 times taller. ஏன்னா அது இன்னும் மேக்னிஃபை பண்ணி காட்டிடும்.
சாரி சார், டெலிஸ்கோப் பார்க்கலாம்.
ஓகே, டெலிஸ்கோப். இது ட்ரை பண்ணி பார்க்கலாமா? Did I miss any concept? சரி, try read this question. இந்த பின் ஹோல் கேமராலாம் இப்ப இல்ல உங்க சிலபஸ்ல. But let's try and see. Was there at this point of time 2016 naturally illada தேவையில்லை, not needed. Let's not waste time on that. In a compound microscope, the intermediate image is simple rather. Just now I told you, intermediate image na between the objective and the eyepiece. What nature does it have? Takkun solunda.
Real,
Very
real,
simple.
sir.
Real what?
Real inverted manifold.
Option C.
C.
Next. Let's try the 7th one. The focal length of the objective and the eyepiece here. I'll take a separate page. Let's try this. The focal length of objective and eyepiece of a compound microscope. Focal length of objective is 2 centimeter and focal length of eyepiece is 3 centimeter respectively. The distance between the objective and the eyepiece, the distance between the objective and the eyepiece is how much? So let's better draw a diagram. The focal length eyepiece, obviously. So smaller, it's a microscope, right? And the 95, whatever problems are given in JEE, now you can actually consider them as your CBS.
Sir, apuna in the objective form பண்ற image வந்து will be at the focal length of eyepiece la sir. Image form
question full படிக்கலடா நான் question என்ன கேட்டிருக்கான்? I didn't read.
இல்ல சார் அவங்க ஸ்டேட்மென்ட் வந்து final image formed by eyepiece is at infinity ன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. I mean it's given on this. So அதனால வந்து image formed by the objective வந்து will be at focal length of
exactly. Just a minute, I'm getting a call. The distance between the objective and the eyepiece is 15 centimeter. Okay. The final image is formed by the eyepiece at infinity. Eyepiece at infinity. The two lenses are thin. The distance in centimeter of the object and the image produced by the objective measured from the objective lens are respectively. The distance in centimeter of the object and the image produced. Okay, U and V is what we need to find. Or with respect to whom? With respect to the objective measured from the objective lens. Okay. What kind of an object is being focused? That's another question we need to answer. Varun, you get a question. I should have taken it as an extended object, but in extended the size of the object point size
இல்ல சார்.
இல்ல. Okay.
சார் பட் ஆனா UV நம்ம 3 ன்னு கன்சிடர் பண்ண முடியாதா?
எதுடா? U வந்து
UE சார்.
UV தான் UV should be 3. அது கரெக்ட்.
So அப்பனா VO will be 12.
Then அப்படியே ரிவர்ஸ் கால்குலேஷன் பண்ணிட்டு வர வேண்டியதுதான். Apply lens formula twice. 1 by V minus 1 by U is 1 by F. Just put E. இதுக்கு மீனிங் என்னது? I am applying this formula for eyepiece னு அர்த்தம். So with respect to eyepiece, where is the image formed at infinity? அப்ப 0 minus 1 by UV வந்து minus 3 டா is equal to 1 by F ன்றது எவ்வளோ? அப்ப UV வந்து இதுனா இது கூட பண்ண தேவையில்லை ஆக்சுவலா. இது 12 இல்ல. 12 ஆப்ஷன் இது A or C should be the answer. அப்ப 1 by U V naught minus 1 by
அந்த இதுக்கு அந்த லென்ஸ் ஃபார்முலா போட்டாங்க.
ஆக்சுவலா தேவையில்லை, ஒரே ஸ்டெப்ல முடிச்சிடலாமே.
இல்ல சார் எனக்கு U naught கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு வேணும்.
அதான்டா U naught தான் பண்றேன் நானு. because V naught is 12 தெரிஞ்சிருச்சுல. V naught is 12 ரா. ஏனா UV வந்து 3 அப்படினா distance between them is 15. அப்ப இது 12 தானே?
Yes sir, yes.
அதனால தான் நான் சொன்னேன் ஆப்ஷன் should either be A or C அப்படினு. 1/12 minus 1 by see u naught வந்து நமக்கு தெரியாது, so you should not use sign convention, is equal to 1 by f naught. Focal length of a convex lens is positive, so 1/2 னு எடுத்துட்டா அப்ப 1 by u naught will be equal to 1/12 minus half. இது வந்து 6 னு எடுத்துக்கிறேன், இது 6/12 அப்படினா minus 5/12. so u naught is minus 2.4 cm. இருக்கட ஆப்ஷன் 2.4 and 12. புரிஞ்சுதா? I hope you understood, right? So it is 2.4 centimeters. Okay, it's a simple one actually. Guys, others? Srivatsan and Harish, clear?
Yes sir.
Got it, sir.
Okay. See, in the exercise I suggest you guys to practice some textbook also. It is good. CBS cover ஆன மாதிரி இருக்கும்.
Okay sir.
Try பண்ணுங்க. So an astronomical telescope has an angular magnification of magnitude 5. Okay, magnification of magnitude 5 for far objects. The separation between the objective and the eyepiece is 36 centimeter. The final image is formed at infinity. Okay. The focal length f naught of the objective and the focal length fe of the eyepiece are. Answer directா சொல்லிட்டேன். A எப்படி?
சரி, the ratio வந்து f naught by f வந்து will be 5 sir.
Exactly. 45/9 it should be 5. Okay, if suppose you have to solve this problem, அப்ப என்ன பண்ணிருக்கணும்னா இப்ப இமேஜ் வந்து இன்ஃபினிட்டில ஃபார்ம் ஆனா நான் ஒரு பாயிண்ட் சொன்னேன். Did you guys make a note of this? When the image is formed at infinity, the distance, that is the length of the telescope, is given as f naught plus fe. How many unknowns are there? ரெண்டு unknown. அப்ப f naught plus fe வந்து 36 sir. கரெக்ட்டா? f naught divided by fe வந்து 5. Then f naught will be equal to 5 times fe னு எழுதலாமா? Take it and substitute it here. 6 times fe is equal to 36. 6. Yeah, but is there another option also? Oh, right, we missed it. Sorry. Is the answer. And a 30/6 is also 5. So fe வந்து 6 னு வருது பார்.
Sir, 50/10 னு 5 தான் சார்.
இருக்கா எல்லாம் அப்ப எல்லாமே சேமா?
இல்ல சார், C தவிர
sorry, I missed it. நான் first பார்த்தோனே I thought that's the answer. சரி, அப்ப f naught வந்து என்ன வரும்? 30 ஆ? The answer. So 30 and 6. Simple. இந்த problem ஓட லாஜிக் என்னன்னு பார்த்தா 2 unknowns 2 equations. ஓகேவா? வேற ஏதாவது இருக்கா? We are done, right? So in the exercise stop. நீங்க ட்ரை பண்றீங்களாடா? You guys try optical instruments based problem. That out இருந்தா கேளுங்க next classல. Next class will start wave optics. So how many of you will be attending tomorrow? இன்னொன்னு என்னன்னா I need around 6 wave optics. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து all other things are easy, right? Wave optics மட்டும் தான் கொஞ்சம் இன்னும் 2 classes இருக்கும். Atoms, dual nature, atoms, nuclei, semiconductor and communication. 5 plus 2 7. அதுக்கப்புறம் communication 7. So 7 more classes are required. So one thing I want to know is how many of you are going to attend tomorrow and after? I know exams are going on.
நாளைக்கு எனக்கு exams are like evening 3 to 6.
So நாளைக்கு உனக்கு exam இருக்கு. Okay, அப்ப Srivatsan மட்டும் இருக்கு. So we'll do one thing. We'll hold this week. Next week onward, what we will do, we'll have morning classes. ஏன்னா நீங்க 3 பேர் தான் join பண்றீங்க. Harish, what time is your school? 8 or 8:30?
8 o'clock, sir.
8, you have to be there, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what time do you need to start from home?
7:40 sir. 7:45.
7:45. சரி, எனக்காக ஒரு 7 classes you have to adjust. சரியா? I'll start
Yes sir.
for 6:45 அப்படி எடுக்கிறேன் நான். 6:45 to 8 o'clock will have come Monday. ஏன்னா evenings I told no in the CBSE கூட I promised, so I have to do that also. I will let you know that based on the availability, because if it is going to be evening on the CBSE class இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா 3:30 to 5 வச்சுக்கிறேன். இல்லைன்னா வந்து I will tell you. I can do that only on an ad hoc basis. Okay, அதை மட்டும் முன்னாடியே சொல்லிடுறேன்.
சார் இன்னைக்கு போலரைசேஷன்